Is it some bright ride on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to talk about Dylan Sprouse. Yes, the Dylan Sprouse from the Sprouse twins, Dylan and Cole Sprouse, Zach and Cody. If you do not remember, here's them over the years and over the decades, actually, because not Zach. I think that was his character's name. Yeah, that was actually his name in the show. My bad. But Dylan Sprouse, he is now 32 and he is expecting his first child with his wife, Barbara. I'm sorry, I tried pronouncing it. She's Hungarian, but she's a model, and they first met in 2017, so shortly after he graduated college from New York. What was it exactly? Graduated from, I have this, New York City University, and he graduated with a gaming degree, game design degree. Him and his brother both graduated, in fact, and they both attended each other's graduations. But that was a side tangent and fun fact. But attended each other's graduation, as in the sense that they accepted each other's degrees in each other's places. You do that when you're a twin. But anyway, they're still living it up as Zach and Cody. Anyway, so Dylan Sprouse, he had met Barbara 2 years, 15, 16, 17. Yep. 2 years after graduating, and then they made the relationship public in 2018, so a whole year later. And then in 2013 they had gotten married, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, so 5 years later. So 6 years into their full-time relationship that they've been into, they finally get into a marriage. And they dated quite a while before getting married, and then they were married for 3 years before they finally had a child. So that's 6, another 9 years. So they waited about a whole 9 years into their totality of their relationship before they even considered adding a child. I think they did that right. Congratulations. Also, they've been together for quite a long time, if you ask me. Wow. But yes, if you're wondering what is going on with Dylan Sprouse, well, why am I recently talking about them? Well, as you can see from this picture right here, they went to the Cannes Festival this year, 2026. It was actually earlier this month in May. It was May 14th and May 15th that they were attending. And I think probably May 16th, I don't know, the whole Cannes Festival was a long period. But officially, they made their debut on the 15th of May that they are expecting. She made her red carpet debut with the baby bump, and that's when they had announced their news. And then they had made an Instagram post, and even posted the sonogram. I think that they could be having a boy, but I will pull some cards to see what's going on, because that's exactly why I'm here today, just to see what is, just to see about Dylan Sprouse and his relationship. And I just want to know, is it a boy or is it a girl? Do they know how many months? I don't know. But some things about Dylan Sprouse is the fact that he really hasn't, even though he's done some acting, he's more of an independent actor, but really he's known for his childhood acting. So he's more of a childhood star that seems to has taken a more low-key retired part of the acting world. And then his wife, on the other hand, She is a Victoria's Secret model. Actually, she was the first from her country to be a Victoria's Secret model in 2019. So congratulations to her on that. But yes, that's just one thing. Yeah, that's literally just one thing about her. And I tried to look and see the last thing that she did. Let me pull it up exactly. The last time she did really any modeling, because like I said, she's a model. Yeah, she's did a little bit of few acting here and there, but she's more of a model. And the last time she did a model was for it was the Victoria's Secret advertising, and that came out in May. But before that, it seems like March and February of this year was the last time that she was really active. And that was for biotech electrolytes, and that was for models.com. So just some stuff about her, some random tidbit facts just to bring us up to scale in this couple, who they are and where they have been and what they've been up to. Because I was surprised to hear that Dylan Sprouse was expecting a child. So because of that, that's all I got. I was shocked, jaw dropped. I was like, wow. So because of that, I got to pull some cards. I'm going to pull a card on their marriage. Dylan Sprouse's marriage. Okay, since that one just wanted to fall out. We have the Queen of Swords. Interesting. So let's see what's at the foundation. The King of Swords. I really love that. The Two of Wands. The Queen of Wands. The Six of Wands. Well, first off, I see when it comes to their marriage, we have both what? The Queen and the King of Swords. The center and the foundation, but they're right there in the center. And then what surrounds them? Wands energy, creative energy. And what did they do? They did literally create something through pregnancy. So because of that, we do see that there is just a lot of love, passion, creative, sexual energy, just great, good chemistry, basically, from the cards I see. But let's just pull some more cards. Ooh. Okay. I think I got all of them. Okay, I did. Since they want to flip themselves over, I didn't look at what they were. We have a gift. We have a family room. We have an imprisonment. And we have a scythe. That imprisonment almost had me nervous, but I'm glad the scythe came out after that, because that's symbolizing an escape from the imprisonment. But I think I'm going to break that down once I really get into the cards. So what do I do? What do I see here is that there is some harmonious energy when it comes to Dylan Sprouse and Barbara Palavin. I tried pronouncing her full name, but what we see here is the King and Queen of Swords. So that means that they have really strong communication. They are on the same page with each other. Everything that they do, if they always consult with each other, it's never, I'm making this decision without your consent. So because of that, everything, and I think that's what makes their relationship so solid, and why that they have had a sustainable relationship for basically a decade now. I'm going to stretch it out. 9 years is basically a decade, because we're already halfway through 2026, and they met in 2017. So 2027 makes 10 years. So they have had a solid, and we know that they're going to continue staying together because they're having a child together. And I'm not sure how long she's carrying, but because we're already halfway through 2026 and there's only 6 more months, we can assume that by the end of 2026, beginning of 2027, they're expecting to have a child. So that's right there, a decade. So to have, they have a solid foundation and good communication, but they're really always on the same page with each other. And that's what makes a solid relationship, when you're able to discuss and you're able to conflict resolution, but you're also able to do things in co-harmony with each other, basically. Now, the swords can usually be cold energy. Yes, but it's cold energy in the sense of it's detached of emotions, and it's all about being practical, reasonable, and logical. All great things. And when you and your partner are exactly on that same thing, on that same theme, you guys get each other and you vibe with each other. And even though the queen came over above the king, it doesn't matter, because they're not pressed or sweating the any hierarchy or any type of level. To them, it's like non-existent. So because of that, what do we see surrounding them? Basically, now that we see that they are together and on the same chapter, on the same page, on the same sentence, actually they're on the same line. They're like two letters together, basically two words next to each other. That's how close they are in the book. Not even like that's how they're so close in the same book, on the same page. But what do we see here? We see the two of wands, which symbolizes two people coming together to create a new future. They are embarking on a new journey together. This having a child first for both of them is a new experience, and they're choosing to go down this path together to experience what it's like to go through motherhood, through maternity. I even did some reading that she is now embracing maternity clothing. So she's fully embracing motherhood, mother role, and Dylan Sprouse is right there along with her, embracing fatherhood and what it's like to be the man of the household, basically. So they're like I said, eye to eye, seeing same page together, king, queen of swords. So what do we see above them? Well, of course, the queen of wands, and that usually is a card that represents pregnancy, and we do know that she is pregnant. Now, I do see a lot of wands here. Actually, you know what? I didn't say this beforehand, but to clarify, I will break down why I will think that they are having a boy. We see here is the Queen of Wands, which usually symbolizes pregnancy. So we do know that they are pregnant, but also we do know that together the Queen of Wands represents creative energy, and it represents abundance. And like I said, they were looking out at the world, at their future, what embarks on them, the possible endless memories that they're going to create with their child on top of that. So they're already envisioning what their like future lives are going to be, rocking each other's sitting in rocking chairs and stuff like that. So they're like already on that path and on that accord of seeing how their future is, and they're seeing that there's so many endless possibilities that they can take right now. Even though they're at the 10-year mark, they're already looking at the 50-year mark. So because of that, the Queen of Swords, speaking of the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is that abundance, is that fruitfulness, is that endless possibilities of endless creativity, of endless endeavors that are going to embark on you. Now, why do I think this could possibly be a boy? Because all I see is masculine cards. I see swords and I see wands. And that's just masculine energy through and through. Fire is masculine, and that is dominating the reading. And then its counterpart, see that beautiful harmony? We see the swords. The swords a little bit less, letting the fire dominate, but the swords is taking that masculine, feminine route, that masculine, that little bit submissive, that little bit, I'll take the little less lead so that way you can dominate, fire, show off, and bring your spark. That Queen of Wands energy, that coexisting, we're in this together. And we're in our domain. This is where we're at. This is where we're supposed to be kind of energy. It's all lining up perfectly. This couldn't have happened at a perfect, better time. So it's like everything is just green lights, green flags. How funny. I'm talking about green and I wore green just talking about this this pregnancy, and green also symbolizes earth and fruitfulness and abundance. So that's just a lot of synchronicities that are just showcasing that this is a wanted child, but also something that was well thought out and well planned, and it couldn't have happened at a better time for them. And what do we see here moving forward is the Six of Wands. And that symbolizes moving forward, but moving forward with a sort of a celebration, a sense of achievement, a sense of getting it all together and overcoming the hardships, because 6 comes after 5. But what 6 is also symbolizes harmony, and that's exactly what I see here, harmony and unison. But what do I see is the outside influences, still beautiful cards. We see a gift, like this child could be like a child, like this child could be like a gift of God, or like this is a beautiful gift that shows their creation, that shows their love, that this is their beautiful gift to the world, that this is a beautiful gift to themselves, that we love each other so much that we are just, what we want to give each other is a child, and so we shall gift each other a child by having a child together. And we see a family room, which is all about privacy and what goes on behind the closed doors. They both have a low-key profile. They both just suddenly pop this out on us with them in the media, but this has been something that's been happening for quite a long while, and it's been a little secret, their home secret, their family kept secret. And it was like their little gift that they wanted to share to the world, their little cute announcement. They made it all dressed up. They presented it nicely for the Cannes Festival. Even though none of them had an award there, they was just enjoying having fun. But they're just like, hey, why not announce we're having a child? Let's do it. So it was just like that kind of like whimsical having fun, just allowing the energy to flow naturally and do what it does. And so it just felt like this was the moment, this event, all of it was just the perfect timing to announce this. Now we see an imprisonment here, which is usually exactly that, feeling trapped. But what I see here is overcoming a sense of, because I don't want to, because we see something so beautiful, so great. I can't see how they possibly feel trapped, or somebody is entrapping somebody, because it's been I'm not sure how you can try to entrap somebody after 10 years with a baby. But this imprisonment really makes me pause and question, are they escaping in a prison because they have been so low-key and private with their relationship and about their status? Yeah, they make public knows and see each other at events, but it's not like anyone ever really talks about Dylan Sprouse and his wife and what they're doing and what they got going on in their lives. That's how low-key they keep their lives. So it's like they're finally coming out of the basement, out of the imprisonment, out of the vault. They're finally imprisoning themselves and coming out and making this grand gesture, this grand announcement. And we see here that they're finally, it's because like a harvest, like Usually the harvest, you wait for the perfect timing. And a harvest also symbolizes a child as well, when you think about it, because after 9 months, you cultivate and harvest your child. So you got to nurture it. It's all about tending to the garden, the temple, even. So because of that, we see that energy here, but we also see following that under the imprisonment, it's the fact that they have finally felt like going back to the perfect timing, just like you have to do with harvesting, gardening, and agriculture. It's like this was the perfect timing to finally escape the prison, escape the bubble, and finally share our family kept secret, and share the little gift that we're going to be giving to the world, the gift that we've been given, and we want to make it and present it to the world to show you how special it is to us, by showing you how special it is to you, by showing you how special it is to us. So honestly, that's honestly all the cards that I can pull, because I don't see really any bad cards outside of the imprisonment. So because of that, all I can say is I hope you enjoyed this reading on Dylan Sprouse and Barbara 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 A Barbara A Barb Barbara Barbara. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. It seems so simple that I'm like, I gotta get this right. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Dylan Sprouse and his wife, and they are expecting their first child together after a decade of being together. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading and relationship. I sure did. It was great to see a blast from the past, Zach and Cody, and seeing where they are today. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. Please leave your comments down below. I'm still laughing on Barbara. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We really mean a lot to the channel. And spread the beautiful sunflower seeds, just like the Queen of Wands, but also to spread that positivity, because we need positivity during this time and age. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. Leave your comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. And you know what I say before I go? Hype us up. Subscribe to us. And don't forget to thumb us up. Hey, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sunflowers.